Hi everyone, welcome back to Confessions of a First-Time Mom. My name is Christina and today I'm going to be talking to you about combination of breastfeeding and formula feeding, how I've experienced it for the first week and a half that I've had my baby home with me, as well as my take on certain formula brands. Alright, so what a lot of people don't know is breastfeeding is not easy. It is a bit difficult. It takes some time to get used to what's going on with your body, as well as adjusting to the newborn's feeding schedule. They do eat every 2 hours, 2 to 3 depending, and for the first few days you are not going to have milk most likely. Alright, so why we chose to do combination feeding was because we had talked to a lot of friends that their experiences with their baby, if they were solely breastfeeding, was that a lot of the time the baby was so used to the breast that they could not have any other form of nutrition. So they did not want to have bottle. Women were stuck at home. If they had to do anything, they couldn't rely on anybody else to feed the baby. It was all up to them. So I didn't want that to fall on me should my milk stop or I'm having issues getting enough milk supply, things like that realistically could happen. I didn't want to have that problem where my baby's not fed. So that's why we chose to do combination feeding. It also gives my husband a chance to feed the baby at night and I can rest when he's able to go and feed. If I pump, baby's used to bottle as well and he's okay with both. So there hasn't been any nipple confusion because from the hospital we've been doing both. So that's why we chose to do combination feeding. Whenever he's gone from one breast to the other and then he kind of looks like he's still not satisfied after the feeding, then we top him up. So we will give based on his facial cues and suggestions, and you'll notice your baby will lick their lips or put their hand in their mouth or shake their head a lot like they're looking for the breast again still. And using the formula eases off your breast so that you can get a little bit of a break as well, because it can be tiring to feed for a while. It also gives you some time, if you can, to maybe pump or to make sure you're staying hydrated, get some water, get a snack if your husband's helping you or your significant other. But so we do it incrementally. So we do top off based on how he looks. We'll try 30 cc's, then we might add 10 or 20 depending if he still looks very hungry. We had our hearts set on Enfamil. The only reason is because when researching online, we noticed that if you're going to be doing a combination of both breast as well as formula, we were reading up more that the Enfamil was the best brand to do the combination feeding. However, as much as we wanted to use Enfamil, we did use it at the hospital. The hospital does provide Enfamil as well. However, it wasn't the best for our son's stomach. We found he wasn't pooping properly, so he really wasn't pooping very, very frequently. So we ended up having to switch to the Nestle Good Start Plus. And the reason why I chose to try that one was because it has a probiotic in it. So especially because in the first few days, I wasn't generating milk. I had colostrum. So not only was my baby being underfed, but he wasn't getting enough hydration to go to the washroom properly. So the Nestle Good Start, because it has the probiotic, it had pretty much all the same ingredients from what I noticed to the Enfamil, but that added probiotic is what kind of stood out for me personally, just because I know that my baby really needed something in his tummy that's going to make him go to the washroom. Right away he started going to the washroom properly. He got on a normal kind of cycle of diaper changes. Everything was great, and till now that's what we've been using. We went out and purchased, and we did use coupons from one of the boxes we did get, because we did sign up for one of the Nestle boxes. And I was very grateful that we had coupons, because we do use the ready formula. We use the pre-made formula instead of having to make the formula ourselves. Now, why we don't make the formula ourselves is because we have in my town hard water. Unless I was going to get bottled water and boil that, which I don't think that's environmentally friendly to buy more bottles and things like that. So to do all that, it's a lot of work, especially when you're very tired and sleep deprived and just your head is not there to boil water and then to mix it and then all that stuff. It was just a lot of work, so we buy the pre-made. All right, and what a lot of people don't know about breastfeeding is that it is not easy. It takes some time to really learn what your baby needs, to learn the latch properly. If you're having trouble, there's a lot of resources online as well as probably in your town. You can always call your doctor or the nurses at the hospital, and they'll know who to better consult you regarding the breastfeeding and issues like that. So there's always lactation consultants. I know right now with COVID it's hard. They're not doing in my town the in-home consultations. Everything is only over the phone, so that could be a little difficult. However, there's still resources. You can ask questions, and the one thing I can tell you is that make sure you get a prescription for the cream, the nipple cream. I not only use the organic Mama Earth nipple butter. I like it because it's more natural and I can use it regularly just to keep them moist and to keep them from cracking. But when they're really kind of sore or tired, that's when I use the medicated stuff. So I don't use it all the time, especially in my first few days of where I didn't have any milk. I used that medicated. It's kind of like, I don't know, it's kind of like a gel-ish. It reminds me of petroleum jelly, something like that. And so you just put it on and it helps. But do I want to use something medicated all the time? Not really. I really don't personally. So I only at the beginning I was really using it a lot. Now I don't really need it just because my milk did come in and my breasts are okay. But my baby also, he has a hard latch at first where he's really aggressive and hungry, and then it kind of tapers off and he gets into a motion where he's kind of chill drinking his milk. So if breastfeeding's hurting the entire time, it shouldn't. I know the first few days are just hard because you don't have that regular milk coming in, so just be gentle with yourself, be understanding that maybe you just need a little bit of a break. I know baby's hungry, but sometimes you're gonna cause pain to yourself, and that eventually makes it harder for you to breastfeed anyways. So if you take a little bit of a break, if you are doing the combination feeding, again, that's where it helps. But yeah, so that was my take on it. Breastfeeding is not easy. So you just have to be patient and kind with yourself and understand that it's gonna take some time and it is a learning curve with your child. Yeah. Any questions, please let me know. Comment below. And hope you like this video and it's informative and it helps you. See you next week.